I'm going to go over this sheet that you see in front of you showing you the light-dependent reactions of photosynthesis. And the way that it's going to work is we're going to start by, with the sun, tracing the energy coming from the photons from the sun. We have here photosystem 2. We have here on this side photosystem 1. You see them both labeled. I have this little dividing barrier here. That's just metaphorical. There isn't actually inside of the chloroplasts of plant cells little dividing barriers. But this is just so that you can keep track of which is photosystem 2 and which is photosystem 1 and which is photosystem 2. The sun is not part of photosystem 2, by the way. Don't let that confuse you. I just didn't have room to squeeze it on the graph. The important thing is that on the left side here, all of this stuff is photosystem 2. On the right side, all of this stuff is photosystem 1. The sun is not a part of a photosystem. The photosystem refers to the groupings of photosynthetic pigments inside of the chloroplasts of the plant cells. All right, we will start with photosystem 2. When a beam of light containing photons hits a pigment, all of these circles that you see here, including the reaction center, are all pigments. When a photon hits a pigment, an electron within the pigment becomes excited and becomes a higher energy state electron, which is represented here by showing the electron elevated. What happens then is excited electrons are passed to the reaction center. If an electron from the reaction center itself becomes excited, it's simply passed down the electron transport chain. The fate of excited electrons that are passed to the reaction center is that those excited electrons are passed down something called the electron transport chain, and along the way, ATP is generated by the work that's done along the electron transport chain. But the electron that was passed down the electron chain is not used up. That electron we will get back to. Another thing that you should keep track of, when this excited electron from this pigment is sent to the reaction center, this pigment is missing an excited electron. The excited electron is replaced by water. The chloroplasts take water molecules, split them into hydrogen ions, oxygen gas, and electrons. And one of those electrons goes to replace the electron that was lost after it became excited to this pigment. And hydrogen ions and, importantly, oxygen gas are released as waste products. That covers photosystem 2. Now let's talk about photosystem 1, and let's start again with the sun. When a photon hits a pigment within photosystem 1, the electron within that pigment becomes excited. That excited electron is passed to the reaction center, where it is again sent down the electron transport chain. The difference in photosystem 1 is that rather than that excited electron going down the electron transport chain and generating ATP, that excited electron goes down the electron transport chain and gets used up to make a molecule called NADPH. So, where did the replacement electron come for this pigment? So this pigment, a photon hit the pigment, excited the electron, and it was sent away. Where was the lost electron replaced from? That lost electron was replaced from photosystem 1. So, because remember, I'm sorry, that lost electron was replaced from photosystem 2, because remember that at the end of photosystem 2, the electron is still there. It's just out of energy. So it's put back into photosystem 1, into the pigment that lost its electron. But now here's the weird thing though. At the end of photosystem 1, the electron is now gone. The electron has now been used up as an ingredient to make NADPH.